Greetings, African family. I greet you in the honorable spirit of our great and mighty African ancestors. Welcome to episode 5 of Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. In this episode, I would like to touch on a topic of Pan-Afrikanism. I would like to discuss what are the basics of Pan-Afrikanism, and maybe we can dispel some of the misunderstanding, some of the distortion of Pan-Africanism. Now, I want to say from the outset, there's many different levels to Pan-Africanism, and then there's also different school of thought in terms of what Pan-Africanism. But at the very core of Pan-Africanism is African people working together globally for our economic, political, and our cultural liberation of African people. It is very important that we understand that Africans must work together. We have to break down the barriers, the colonial barriers that have been separating us for centuries. I'm very encouraged by many of the moves I've seen taking place lately in terms of the interaction with Africans from the continent and Africans in the diaspora, particularly using the technology that we have today. I've seen us using the medium of YouTube and social media to connect us. And not only it provides an economic incentive to afford us the opportunity to travel to different land and to interact with our people, we get to see the place and see how our people are living. And I see this right now, that particularly with Jamaica and many other parts of the so-called Caribbean, where we're now beginning to see how our people are living on the ground. We see our people are living in the communities, and we see the struggles and the trials that our people are faced with. And it is this interaction that is important. And also, we get to see on the continent of Africa, through these various platforms, we get to see how our people are living. And it is very encouraging. And this is the kind of vision that I think that Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X was talking about, was African people working together. But first we got to get through that stage of seeing how we're living, understanding how we're living, and seeing how wonderful our people are in their natural state and how we will live on a day-to-day basis. So we can begin to build that connection once again and begin to communicate, and share with each other. And I notice there's a lot of challenges with how we're living. And my eyes has been open to some of the realities on the ground, on the levels of underdevelopment that has been left behind through the colonial experience. When I look at these documentaries that's coming out all over YouTube on our people, and I see how some of our people are living, it really pains my heart to see it. I don't like it, but I understand the context of what's happening. Millions of our people have been left behind, doing the colonial, neo-colonial governance that we're living under. Millions of our people has been just completely ignored. And we are developing and we are moving forward as if we don't even think about this. We don't even care. And after, and we have to dissect that after effect of colonialism, direct colonial control. And also after enslavement took place. After we went through that transition from direct chattel enslavement to colonial enslavement, we need to dissect that sector, that transition. What happened to our people? Why our people was left so landless? And we have to look at how our capitalism was operating at that time, how imperialism positioned our people to be landless. Our people were homeless, penniless. We had to be struggling for the very food on our table to survive. It was all about survival. after our enslavement, when we freed ourselves from the shackles. And these colonial institutions took over and controlled the wealth, controlled the land, controlled the power, controlled the governance structure, and left so many of our people in destitute. So many of our people without land. And we see it today. Many of our elders in the Caribbean are living very deplorable lives, living in very terrible condition. And I see many of these young people and trying to help the situation. And I see using the technology, using the social media platform to highlight a lot of the condition. But what I'm seeing there is not just for the program or for the show. I'm seeing what has been a neglect, a left behind. Too many of our elders have been left in this state. They live in very deplorable condition, with serious health condition. Serious health condition. We have to definitely address these issues. Not even decent elderly homes, enough of them, that to cater for our elders who have been left behind by colonialism. You know, and that is where we see the issue of reparation comes into play, because we have to address these issues. Too many of our people have been left behind, living in deplorable conditions. And as a Pan-Africanist, and Pan-Africans around the world, we see it, not just in the Caribbean, but also in Africa and in South and Central America. Millions of our people have been left behind. It is our duty, our people, to expose this. It's our duty to use these platforms to expose these conditions on the ground, to expose how these colonial structures, these governance structures have neglected our people. And that's why we have to continue to demand reparation, because the damage that was left behind from the chattel enslavement, from direct colonialism and now neo-colonialism is still real, is still painfully and bitterly in our face. When you just observe these channels, observe these programs all over social media as they probe into the lives of African people around the world, and you will notice it with a keen eye. You will see how we've been left behind, because I think we need to understand certain things. We are, as a humanity, are going into the space age, and many of our people are living like we're in the Stone Age. We're living in conditions that's not even fit for animals. Some of our people are living in. We cannot sit back and allow this to continue to happen. We have to take control. We are the demiurge. We are the ones, our people are the ones who can bring about the change that we need. No mystical force is going to come save us. We have to save ourselves. We have to take control of our reality, and we got to hold these colonial, neo-colonial governance structure to account. The struggle is not over. We've still got a mandate as we begin to navigate through our own survival, to feed our family, to build a future for ourselves. We still got to hold these people accountable. And many of the development that's taking place, I like what I see in some quarters. I see how the social media is enhancing the lives of many of our people. You know, in particular the YouTube exposing our people to the condition, and people are reaching out. Those who are better off are reaching out to help those who are less fortunate, and giving them a hand, lifting them up. And I've seen that, and I'm encouraged by that. We have to keep doing that. And let me know that our people have not abandoned our people completely. But the bulk of our energy, the bulk of our productivity is being held in the hands of the neo-colonial powers. We have to get that bulk to work for our people, for the masses of our people. And that's where you come into play. You have to take control. You have to make sure you hold them accountable. Because at the end of the day, Our liberation is in our hands. Pan-Africanism is the liberation of our people. Pan-Africanism is the coming together, is to pull our resources, is to be able to unite operationally to solve problems, real problems on the ground. We have to unite politically as well. Politically, we have to unite, and we have to keep demanding reparation. We have to keep demanding and hold the imperialist states accountable for what they have done to our people, for the atrocities that they have committed to our people. We have to hold them accountable. It is our duty and our responsibility as a people. These broadcasts that I will be continuing with Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani will be addressing some of the steps that needs to be taken. And there are many people that are making great sacrifice for us right now today to bring about the changes that we need, to bring about a change in the governance structure, to bring about a change in the economic and political structure that we are living under. Many have devoted their lives to it. And as I go on, I will be exposing and revealing a lot of this that's taking place, a lot of the behind the scene hard work that's been done politically to hold these neo-colonial powers accountable, and the in the form of the empires, the imperialist countries accountable for what the crime that they have done against our people. And hopefully we'll continue to highlight some of the work that's been done by many on the ground to alleviate the condition. So it's a multi-level approach, multi-dimensional approach to the situation at hand that we are faced with on the ground. But it's very important that we continue to be engaged. And I hope, with these broadcasts I make, they will be short, and I will be addressing, small problems at a time, small challenges. I won't be going into no long dissertation. I'll be dealing with issues and briefly. And these are just mostly introduction to the issue that we're going to be discussing, because reparation is a massive issue. And I'm coming, with experience. I've been in this movement for many years, but I'm going to build up, I'm going to build this up to where we can have an understanding. But we have to keep doing what we're doing on the ground, keep on doing the best for our families, keep doing the best to embrace technology. Technology is very important. Our scientific development is very important. We can't neglect that, none at all. And we can't sit back and depending on mystical forces to save us. That's not going to happen. We have to take control, and we are going to be the one to liberate ourselves, using our brains, our heart, and using our technology. So thank you, my people, for listening to me this week. And this has been episode 5 with Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. And I look forward to continue to have this dialogue with you. And I'm encouraging you to comment, to give me your feed forward. Let me know what you think as I move forward with this and as I build this platform. And there will be many issues that we're going to address. And I'm going to rally back to the issues of identity and go into that, because I think that there's some issues we need to address there. The idea of DNA and who we are, I think we're going to have to address that even in deeper, in detail. Some of those issues would need to be addressed. and also the issue of the colorism issue, knowing that we have a perception issue about the tone of our skin and how we come across as African people. But we'll get into that, and we'll get into genetics, and we'll get into a lot of those issues that need to be done, because identity is a very, very vital part of our development. Who we are as a people. We're going to get into that. So I'm encouraging you to comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how we can move forward, because I want to be able to bring my experience to the table, and to share what I've learned over the years, been in this struggle for many, many years. Most of my adult life I've been in absconded in the struggle. I've been imbued in this struggle. Most of my conscious life, I've been engaged in the liberation struggle of our people and learning about our people, and I'm hoping to share my experience, and come clear. And one thing I've tried to bring is clarity, and that's why I named this podcast Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. So join me on this journey, and as you know, it's going to take a time to build this up, and I'm asking you to comment, give me what you think about so far this broadcast. And I want to thank those who have been commenting, of sharing their perspective with me so far. I really appreciate that, and hopefully we can continue to build this broadcast. But I want you to also share it out, share it with your friends and colleagues, and hopefully I can grow this platform and get more of this message out, because we're going to be challenging the colonial order. We're going to be challenging the governance structure, but also encouraging our people to keep doing the positive thing that they're doing. Keep those documentaries coming, because I'm watching them. I'm seeing what's going on in the social media realm, and there's a lot of positive thing coming out. The culture of our people, the warmness of our people, the love, that is very encouraging. It's very encouraging. I see what's going on in Africa, in Ghana, in Gambia, in Kenya, in Jamaica, in many parts of the Caribbean. I'm watching, and I'm encouraged by it. And I'm asking the people, let's join me on this journey as I cover all of this and give a Pan-African perspective about this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. This has been Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. Ashe, Hotep, walk good, my people. Respect.